YouTube, what it is, it's your boy Diesel from Diesel TV. All right, man, here with another video of police stories with Diesel, man. And today, we're gonna talk about the ABC robber, man. So basically, this happened at my old job when I was working for ABC, and we primarily took care of all calls pertaining to the ABC stores and things of that sort. So we did any kind of investigation, if it was a robbery, domestic violence, anything from a domestic violence to a larceny that might have happened at the ABC store. We also had other responsibilities as well. So we did a lot of narcotics investigations and, underage sales investigations, stuff like that, when it came to the bars and stuff like that. But this story is pertaining to the ABC stores getting robbed, all right? So there was a stint where the ABC stores were getting robbed, and it was around the end of the year, close to like Christmas time and all that stuff. And so ABC stores started getting robbed, all right? And the description of the guy that we got on the camera was a black guy, black gentleman would come in with a black style gun, which we thought was a 1911, which it came out to be a 1911. And he would basically, at gunpoint, force everybody to the back where the safe was, and he would clean out the safe. No, he wouldn't. Yeah, he would clean out the safe, get money out of the safe or whatever. All right. So we were doing this investigation, and it just so happened that one of the other guys, matter of fact, it was the actual chief at the time, he was riding around in his vehicle, and we had a vehicle description of the vehicle that was used in the robberies. And the chief was riding, saw what he thought matched the description of the vehicle, all right? He just so happened saw the vehicle and said, hey man, that looks like a description of the vehicle. We didn't have any tag numbers or anything like that. So he just ran the tag and got the read back on it. And this is a prime example of what I was telling you guys about why police officers just run tags, you know what I'm saying? We might just run tags or something like that. And the tag came back to a guy fitting the description of the person that was robbing the ABC stores. So the chief gets back to the office, and after running the tag and everything, looks the guy up on Facebook, and then all of us are basically involved in this time, and we're looking and trying to compare and all that stuff. And lo and behold, on one of the cameras in the ABC store, you can see you can't really make out what it is, but it's like a tattoo of something on the guy's forearm. Well, lo and behold, on Facebook, he's sitting there showing off a tattoo. If it's the same size of the tattoo that's on the guy on Facebook, I mean, same size, everything. You can tell exactly what it is on Facebook. You just can't tell what it is on the actual surveillance footage from the store. So that piques our interest a little bit. So we're like, okay, we're gonna start watching this guy just to see what happens or whatever, you know what I'm saying? During this time, he's still robbing stores. He might rob one store a week or every 2 weeks. He might rob a store, you know what I'm saying? And this is going on for a while. No, not one. He might rob one store a month, maybe. I think it was like 1 or 2 stores a month is what he got to doing. So we're getting to the point where we're like, man, we don't know what to do. We can't really, we can't pinpoint him doing it every time he robs a store. We don't know where he's parking. We can't get a real good image on his car or anything like that, tag number, anything like that, to really put him with there. All we have right now is the fact that this tattoo matches up with a description of the tattoo on the surveillance video, and the vehicle kind of matches also. So we decide to go ahead and apply for a tracker. So we apply for the tracker and everything, and we're actually approved for the tracker. So we go to put the tracker on, and let me tell you the whole story about putting the tracker on. So you can't just, walk up to a car and slap a tracker on it, you know what I'm saying? Usually you try to sneak so they don't know there's a tracker on there, so they'll do the crime or whatever, while they have the tracker on their vehicle or whatever. So one night, we decide we're gonna go ahead and put this tracker on. It's me and 2 other guys, all right? And for you to be able to put this tracker on, what we had to do was we went out to an actual car dealership found that actual model car, and found out the best place to put that tracker where he wouldn't know, you know what I'm saying? Because the tracker has to stay on the car, you know, like with magnets or whatever. So we try to get the tracker to stay on the car by putting it in the best place for the tracker to go, that, you know, you have the best connection for magnets or whatever. So we did all that, did our research on the vehicle, found out what the best place to put the tracker on the vehicle. And then one night we was like, okay, this night will probably be the best night to do it. It was an all-day thing. We came in that afternoon. We started trying to figure out, you know, where this guy worked. And let me go back on that. So during the research before we got the tracker, we found out where this guy worked, what his work schedule was, when he's usually at home, things of that sort. We would follow him, see what his route is from his house to work, from his work to his house, any other places he would visit, you know what I'm saying? We basically followed this guy for a real long time before we got his schedule down. After getting his schedule down and everything, that's when we got the tracker. So we go out there to put the tracker on that night, all right? And we had some guys sitting on the house and everything to figure out if he was gonna be home. So he was at home, and so it's like pitch black at night. And I don't know if you guys have ever tried to sneak around at night, but every single noise you make, you think everybody else can hear it. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things, like we were trying to sneak up this man's driveway, and then you have to get up under the car to put the tracker on the vehicle. So what you usually do is you have two guys for standby, and then you have the one guy that's going to sneak up to the car and put the tracker on there. I wasn't the one sneaking up to the car and put the tracker on. I was the one actually doing the standby, just in case this guy wanted to come out with a gun or something like that, because he might see somebody or something like that. So I'm sitting there. I'm at the edge of his driveway. The other guy, he's low crawling through the man's yard, trying to get up to the vehicle to put the tracker on there. And while we're doing it, a daggone light comes on in the house. It's like a kitchen light or I don't know exactly what it was, but a light came on. It might have been the living room light or something like that. A light comes on at the house. So you know me as a brother, I'm thinking, yo, I gotta go. And I start running, and I'm like, oh shoot, my partner there. So I'm like, oh, let me stop. I go back and I go hide behind a tree just in case he looks out his window, and I didn't want him to see me. So I go back and I hide behind a tree waiting for him to hurry up, and I'm like, yo man, hurry up, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hurry up, like we need to go ahead and get this on there. And I swear it took him, man, it felt like 15 minutes for him to get that daggone tracker on there. Where actually, the whole event maybe took 3 or 4 minutes, but it felt like we was out there for about 30, 45 minutes trying to get that tracker on that man's car. So we get the tracker on the man's car, and we start tracking him. Now, for some odd reason, I don't know why, but for some odd reason, we tracked this man for 3 or 4 weeks, and he doesn't even visit. He doesn't even visit an ABC store. Like, he don't even visit an ABC store. During this time, we had to apply for another tracker because the tracker we had on there, the batteries were about to die. So we had to apply for another tracker so we could replace the one that we had on there. So we're trying to set up the op, you know what I'm saying, doing a briefing and all that stuff. What date we're gonna do it before it dies, gets down, the battery power gets down too low, things of that sort. You know what I'm saying? And it just so happened the day after the briefing, we were gonna do it the next week. We were gonna put the tracker on the vehicle within, like, we did a briefing, and like maybe 8 or 9 days after the briefing, we were gonna go ahead and put the tracker on there. But we just wanted to make sure, you know, everything was, you know, we had everything, our T's crossed and our I's dotted, basically. So we had everything on the up and up, and we did everything by the letter of the law. So a couple days after the briefing, all of a sudden, he starts visiting ABC stores again. So we're like, oh, okay, let's figure out what this man doing. So we're watching him on the tracker, and so he goes to an ABC store, and he goes there and he visits. And then the next day, he goes to the same ABC store. So we're like, okay, this must be the next one that he's about to hit, because he's visited this ABC store twice, and you know, it's not even nowhere near close to his house. It's not even nowhere near his house. So we're like, okay. So at this time, we're like, okay, he's starting to case this store, so we need to go ahead and call out some people in order to whatever, get ready, because he's probably going to be hitting it pretty soon. So we wanted to get a team together to go ahead and follow him, and we wanted to use the city's CERT team to go ahead and approach him whenever he went to the store the next time. So we put the CERT team on standby. We had a team to follow in the area and everything like that, just in case he went to the store. And so there was a situation. Well, so we saw him leave his house one time. It was like, okay, he got to be going to the store. So we waited a little bit, called out everybody, and we were like, okay, we think he's going to the store. So he started getting closer and closer. So we're like, okay, he's getting closer to the store. This must be it. This must be it. So he gets closer to the store, and we're like, you know, we call the CERT team out. They get in their van. They go out and they follow him and everything like that. We've got like, you know, 8 or 9 marked units on standby as well. Everything like that. Goes to the store, pulls into the parking place, and then the CERT team jumps out on him. Before he gets out of his vehicle or anything, the CERT team jumps out of him. Well, instead of him just giving up, he jumps the curb. Jumps the curb, goes flying down the road. Now, mind you, at this time, it is actually raining. It's raining outside. So we have a marked unit that's right behind the CERT team. They go after him. Once he pulls out of the parking lot of the ABC store, he throws his gun out the window, and it lands in the middle of the street. So the number 2 car that's chasing him, they stop where the gun is, and then the number 3 car turns into the number 2 car in the chase. They chase him. He has a turboed car, and I'm telling you, he is flying down the road. I mean, flying down the road. So they get him stopped and everything, and they process him and all that stuff. And basically, that's how we caught the ABC robber, man, by a whim. One of the agents with the department just ran a tag that matched the description of the vehicle that was involved in these robberies, and lo and behold, it was the actual guy doing it. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, guys, you never know what you're going to get into when it comes to these, when it comes to being a police officer, man. You never know what you're going to get into and what you're going to get out of, actually, you know, running somebody's tag. So that's the story of the ABC robber. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed the story, man. Make sure you drop that like, man. Drop a like. Let me know what you think about this story in the comment section. And y'all know what it is. Oh yeah, make sure y'all subscribe to my channel, man. All right, subscribe to my channel, man. And y'all know what it is. I'm out.